being said, let me talk about some of these projects in the free fund. So we have Analog, which is something that we invested into a long time ago. It's a layer 0 interoperability play. Kind of think of it like layer 0 as a competitor. Will allow omni-chain deployments, will allow a lot of things. Think about like Stargate Finance. And I know that they're getting ready they've raised from amazing VCs, amazing cap table. Very, very excited. This is a huge project. Like this is like a layer 0 size project that will probably reach, like this is financial advice, but I'm sure this will probably get into the billions of dollars of valuation. And it's part of the fund, right?
A little bit, but obviously we can't go like super deep into it. And we're not like Shark Tank or anything like that. We're not looking like, yeah, I'll invest, I won't invest. We're just looking to lift the lid a little bit. So just think of some cool questions and, just fire away when you're ready. Don't worry about having too much, etiquette. We're going to invite Analog in first, and that's not because it's a favorite, or well, I mean, it might be, but the fact is it's alphabetically first. So there's no favoritism here in the order. So Eric Wang, head of BD for Analog, is here. And Eric, you're very, very welcome, sir. Lovely to see you again. And do you want to say hi to everyone and just invite some questions?
Yeah, hi everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here. We're really excited to join the whole Commonwealth ecosystem because we really believe that just like VCs, general users are going to contribute a lot to our ecosystem and our community and our growth. So we're excited to kind of get these tokens and kind of get these parts of our ecosystem to the hands of users who actually participate in spreading the word about Analog. And really excited to field any question that anyone has about what we're trying to build here.
Eric, hey, Aaron from Altcoin Daily. Congratulations. I'm reading in the block right now that you just had a 120 million valuation and funding round. But I'm reading the article. Your company is based on interoperability. I don't fully understand what you actually do. What is it?
Gotcha. So that's a really good question. It's a question we get quite a bit, actually. So the idea, the premise of what we're trying to do is that as everyone can see here, there has been an explosion of layer 1s and layer 2s in the world, especially in the last 2 years. Everyone's trying to build something on the OP stack or on top of Polygon, or they might be launching some chain on Polkadot or Cosmos, etc. However, as there's more ecosystems, developers and users are wondering, okay, so I have an application on Ethereum. How do I bring that liquidity or bring that user base to a new ecosystem? And that's where interoperability comes in. So interoperability basically allows you to connect these ecosystems that you want to connect together so that when you're thinking of an application in blockchain in the future, it won't be that, okay, well, an Ethereum application is only on Ethereum and a Polygon application is only on Polygon. Every application will just be thought of as one application that lives on top of multiple blockchains that takes advantage of those user bases on those blockchains and allows them to create ecosystems that are much greater and better than what's possible at the moment.
And what's your special sauce? What makes you different? Because there's, this is a lot of people are trying to do this, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a number of people who are trying to do this. So starting a few years ago, people have been kind of experimenting on this with stuff like Polkadot or Cosmos and bridges, etc., to kind of bring value kind of across different blockchains. We set ourselves apart in a few ways. So one is we are not limited to any particular ecosystem. So for example, in Polkadot, they have great interoperability there. However, if you're, let's say, an Ethereum smart contract, you can't really interoperate with Polkadot, let's say. So that's something that we solve. We enable any blockchain and any application on any blockchain to be able to interact with each other. And so that kind of brings us to more of the same space as, for example, what Layer 0 or what Axelar are building. And compared to them, I think there's quite a few differences. We like to pride ourselves on being very kind of configurable for every developer to kind of work with us. And kind of the go-to-market strategy for us has always been to kind of expand what developers think about when they think about interoperability. So basically allow any sort of developer from any vertical to be able to build something cross-chain with a set of developer-focused tools that's specifically made for interoperability. So for example, we have this product out called Analog Watch that essentially you could think of it as like the graph plus Chainlink. So it allows you to index any sort of on-chain data in a very easy way using GraphQL. So if you're a developer, it should be something that you are familiar with. And then you can basically get any on-chain data. So you can get, let's say, existing data from Ethereum onto a new chain very easily. And actually, some application like this has actually not been developed by any of our competitors just yet. So I think just the mindset that we have is that we want to grow this pie by basically providing these primitives that other people haven't really been providing to make it really easy for this whole interoperability play to actually work out.
Eric, your company's called Analog, but something tells me you're very future looking.
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, we're really thinking about this whole interoperable future there. And we called our blockchain the time chain as well, because the original idea is that every sort of event that's in any blockchain, so we call it like an event data. So basically an event data is anything that happens in any smart contract interaction, basically can be captured on our blockchain and spread to other blockchains. So that's kind of where the word analog came from.
Guys, any more last questions for Eric? I normally ask the question about, like, you know, how do you tell your mother-in-law what you do? But I think Aaron's done a pretty good job there of asking that question on my behalf. Is there anything else you want to ask Eric before we move on? Eric, feel free to stick around, by the way.
Just one quick question, Eric, Kshitij from Altcoin Buzz. What sort of your, if you could give the community and us a little bit of the timeline of the product roadmap, when do you expect the testnet to be out, and when do you expect to be live with the mainnet?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So actually, you've caught us at a really good time. I think someone mentioned that they just read an article about our fundraising. So we recently announced that we raised 16 million across our rounds from various investors. And also we are currently working towards a public testnet around end of this quarter. We already have over 100,000 signups for the testnet. So that's looking pretty good in terms of numbers. And we really think we have quite a lot of momentum already. So in the coming months, after the public testnet, we will announce an incentivized testnet of some sort. We can't talk about the specifics yet, but we think it's going to be very exciting. And also we are going to announce a lot of collaborations and joint ventures leading up to a mainnet, hopefully around end of Q2 or so.
Thanks, Eric. I think you just gave some nice little alpha there without maybe meaning to, or was it like deliberate, like sorry, not sorry? I'm going to have to let you go, actually, Eric, because I didn't realize, but the stage is actually full. So if I can just say thank you very much. And, you know, just obviously if your guys are watching, social media guys, there's a lot of questions coming in around Analog in the chat. So just, you know, go in there and please, like, you know, give people what they need in terms of information. I wanted to mention also that when you download the Commonwealth app and you click on the free fund, all of the projects are in there. So you can go and learn more about Analog right in there, and you can get all the links to their, you know, all the important parts of their ecosystem, what they're doing, and tokenomics and things like that. So that's all available in the app if you want to dive deeper. Thanks so much, Eric, for being on. And we're going to welcome in Asymmetry, and I believe